Hello everyone, my name is Junge and I am the founder of Women in Tech Switzerland. I have here with me today Frederick, and we have participants online as well as physical. And as you probably know, the purpose of the Women in Tech Switzerland think tank is to take action in relation to gender equality. We today have two speakers. We are super excited to hear about their initiatives in Switzerland. And the first speaker is Andrea, the founder of MOD-ELLE, and she will be speaking about MOD-ELLE from 5 to 5:30. The second speaker is Anna from Advance, and she will be speaking from 5:30 to 6. But let's get started to hear from Andrea about MOD-ELLE.
Well, thank you so very much for inviting me. First of all, hello everybody. I don't see you, but I guess you are. I see Barbara just there. Yeah. So hello and thank you so much. Thank you for your interest already in MOD-ELLE, but in larger in education. I read the minutes of your past meeting. So I'm very interested to see more and more women and men. I don't know if there are men in the room, but more people interested in education. I would like to share my my screen with you. Just a sec. You have to let me do that, the animators. Is it possible for you to
Yeah, we're trying to make it possible now.
Andrea, yeah. Should be possible to share it. Yes.
Yeah.
Correct.
Ah, it's on.
It's done. Wonderful. Yes. So MOD-ELLE. What is MOD-ELLE? MOD-ELLE is a Swiss association that was created, I launched in 2018, so it's a very young association that whose mission is to tackle gender stereotyping in career aspirations for young people. That we work on, we address the SDGs 4 and 5, and you probably know already what that is. So why did I started to do that? Why fighting gender stereotyping in children? I've been working in gender issues for over 10 years, and in 2010 I have been a co-creator of an association in Geneva who's called Expanding Your Horizons, and I saw at the time the importance of role models. But it's only in 2018 that I got the aha moment when I realized that I had started too late to address gender stereotypes because I was working at the time in Geneva with children from high school. But this study run by British Charity Education and Employers under the OECD umbrella it was run in 22 countries and Switzerland, and it showed for the very first time that gender stereotypes influence children's aspiration, but more importantly, what it showed for the very first time is that they start to crystallize very early, as of the age of 6. And that was the aha moment, and I realized that I had started too late and I needed to go much earlier, and especially in Switzerland, where I don't know if the audience is aware, the first career choice here is done at the age of 12. And studies in Switzerland showed and continue to show that there is a large horizontal segregation in Switzerland, which means girls and boys take different paths, gender paths. So from that study, I took a flight to London to learn from this British charity and capitalize on what they have done. You know, I don't like to reinvent the wheel, and I thought if someone had thought of something similar and they've done some work on it, I can use that here in Switzerland. So I spent a week with them. I learned everything I could learn from what they've done there, and their success gave me the courage to come to Lausanne and propose to the government not government, the Ministry of Education, a project that is called MOD-ELLE and Advance, and the role models of the future, and which proposes to primary school teachers to invite women of all walks of life into their classrooms to broaden children's aspirations. We have workshops of about 1 hour each that talk to children where three women, each time there are three ladies, talk to the children about their jobs around very playful workshops for the youngest and a bit more informative for the older ones. So we work with primary school children, which means from 4 years old to 12 years old. And this project was launched here in Canton de Vaud in the school year 2018 as a pilot in 8 primary schools. Since then, we have done 30 anime events in Lausanne, 1 in Geneva, and 3 in Davos. I had the great opportunity to collaborate with the primary schools of Davos during the WEF meetings in the past 3 years. And since we have altogether, since the school year 2018, we have already showcased 150 jobs to over 1,000 children. Now we have 130. I have to modify that. I have since last week. We have over 130 volunteers that registered with MOD-ELLE already. They are from all walks of life, meaning from Himalayan alpinists to firefighters to journalists to jet pilots or CEOs. Look, I wanted to share with you some of the photos to see what actually happens, the action. These are our volunteers that go into classrooms, and I want to share with you an anecdote. You see this photo here. There is this blonde policewoman, Anne-Sophie Stoll. She's the head of street police in Lausanne. And when she came to the first classroom, she was asked by boys, because she was explaining that she's a policewoman and she's the head of the street police. And there was just 2 boys, they were 7 and 8. They were looking at her. At some point they said, "But you can't be chief of men." And the whole classroom, was silent. The teacher was like, us as well, stunned. At 8 years old already, the boys could not picture, also she's blonde, beautiful blue eyes, and they couldn't picture her as being a chief of some, especially of men. And I have a lot of anecdotes like that. I can write a book about that. But I wanted to show you that actually we tested in the classrooms. Gender stereotypes are there. 7, 8 years old, children already have a representation of what they can do or what they can't do as male or female. And yes, the pilot was run off from 2018, 2019, 2020, which was cut to in the middle by this super COVID. But we managed to run one and a half year. In 1.5 years since we started the project, there was not one single feedback which could be better. Even the government here locally said that this looks fake, all this report, because everyone got excited. The children, the teachers, the volunteers, and the parents. We even addressed the parents, because they are part of the equation. And we work with several institutional partners already. I don't know how many of you are aware that in Switzerland, education is a cantonal issue, which means that we have 26 Ministry of Education. In each canton, they have a different way of looking at education and applying it. So just to say, we have a lot of work to do, because there's no centralized policy about education. So we started here in Vaud because I live here with the Department of Education of Canton de Vaud. Of course, running a successful project in one canton can be used obviously to win other cantons, but there's a lot of work to bring the cantons to understand the need for that, and also to open the schools. I don't know if you're also aware that it's not very easy to work with public schools. They're very protected by the government, which is a very good thing. But precisely there is a part of the work which we do is to precisely bring more Department of Education into the project. We work with firefighters, we work with police, we work with civilian protection and rescue services of Lausanne, with the public transportation. Last week we started here a campaign with the public transportation. If you are coming to Lausanne, look for our in the buses for our publicity. I say I several times because I launched this association with a treasurer. We're still just two of us. I have a counselor who lives in Singapore, but I have managed to get a wonderful advisory board. I think you know already one of them, at least, which was present, I think, in one of your events, that support MOD-ELLE with me and MOD-ELLE with the strategy for the longer term. Where do we stand? This September, I was very pleased to launch a digital platform which will allow us to roll it out. What happened during the pilot is that I have organized all these events, which means that if I have to organize all the events, it can't go scale. We needed a digital platform which actually puts in contact the teachers with the volunteers directly. So teachers can directly invite our volunteers into classrooms. I have built in these 2 years of pilot guides for everyone, volunteers and teachers alike. They have a guide that explains to them how to organize the animation in classroom. And via this digital platform, they have this contact, and teachers can organize actually digitally their presence. In time, which is I would say 2000 due COVID, and so probably 2022, we will add a real digital option, which means that we will have virtual sessions as well. So we started now. The platform is up there. We began the rollout in Canton de Vaud. We launched the project in Geneva. We start on this month, and this year we collaborated with OECD and WAF for the launch of a report that showed in Davos a great mismatch between children's aspiration and what the market will offer them. I can share with the participants after. And I also collaborate with WAF to embed our initiative in the public schools of Davos in their curriculum. Now, you probably know that Davos was postponed this year, and it's not going to happen in Davos. It's going to WAF was postponed. It's going to happen near Lucerne. So we wait for better times to go back to Davos, but this is something that it's still let's say an option on a virtual for January. What are our next challenges? I think this is important to share, because obviously any association, especially nonprofits, have their great challenges. So I'm happy to share with the audience what is that we're looking for. And I'm hoping that if there are any women in the room, that they will be willing to join us. All walks of life, every woman, if every woman of our country goes to one classroom for 1 hour per year, I think we can change the pace of the equality in Switzerland. So let me get back to our challenges. So we are looking for philanthropists. We probably ask ourselves, okay, who's sponsoring MOD-ELLE? MOD-ELLE is not sponsored yet. I'm volunteering. It's been now 3 years. But we're looking precisely for philanthropies to support us, not only financially, but also strategically. We also look to collaborate with companies to build this diverse pipeline of volunteers. We need as many, now I have this beautiful platform, we need as many volunteers as possible, so then in time, we go through, my dream is to all primary schools of Switzerland. I don't know if you know how many primary kids we have, 650,000 primary children. That was the 2019 number. So I think there's a lot of work to do. So for that, we need a lot of volunteers. So to collaborate with companies, to do the same, what I do today with institutions, that the companies allow and their employees, female, to go into classrooms during working hours, obviously, and ideally to build their internal policy or extend, for those that have, volunteering in schools. I know a lot of our companies do volunteering in schools, but for education, it's much less, to my knowledge. So therefore, I would really love and look forward to building internal policies with partner companies on precisely volunteering for education. And obviously, we need, as I said earlier, we need to promote the project constantly to new schools. The fact that having an agreement or authorization for the government is the first level. Authorization from the cantonal Department of Education, that's the entry point, let's say, but from there to actually going to classrooms, there's another layer. We live in a very federal state, so federalism goes up, down to the classrooms. So it's not enough to have the authorization. We need to convince the teacher, and this is also something that we need. MOD-ELLE needs to promote to teachers, to the schools, to schools authorities. The benefits of having this kind of project, bringing volunteers from the world of work into the classrooms. Vision for the future, I have plans till 2050, because I'll be a bit too old to continue after, but so let's say in the short term, so medium term, as you probably noticed already, there's only women in our organization. And why is that? I will answer before someone is asking. Because I didn't have to convince women. Women that heard about the project. Initially, there was only, mostly my network, but now with the presence in the media of MOD-ELLE, I have female registering for MOD-ELLE, and they write to me beautiful letters of why it's so important for them to participate in such initiative. And I obviously advertise for men as well. So far, I have one that dared to register to an association which is called MOD-ELLE. All the others has asked me if I'm ready to change the name to MOD-ELLE. I don't know, in French, Elle means her. So, and I answered smilingly that as long as men don't feel comfortable to register to an association called MOD-ELLE, they're probably not ready yet. So I am waiting for the men to join us whenever they are ready. I am ready, but I want many of the men I talked to, and CEOs mostly, they told me that in Switzerland, equality is acquired, and the women are more equal than men already. So you probably heard that too. So I'm waiting for men. I'm asked this in media often, why I'm not inviting men. I'm waiting for them to be ready. Now, yes, media, it's very helpful. It helps us get traction. This is something that is important for all associations, including the one that invites us tonight, Women in Tech. Presence in the media brings traction to the attention. That's what helped us tremendously. And I would want to end with a quote. I don't know if you know Marion Rod Edelman. She was an activist for children's rights in America. She's pretty known. She said, "You can't be what you can't see." This is absolutely true. And it was proven by research and researchers that children cannot project themselves into the future. They can't see what they can be, and therefore their aspirations are limited to about maximum of 10 jobs. They look around mom, dad, teachers, and extended families, but they do not make the link between why they go to school, why should they even bother to study, because there are efforts to put, right? But they do not link it. By the time, and in Switzerland, there is a specific need for that, because the first career choice is done at 12, as I said earlier, which is extremely early in comparison with the other European countries. Of course, nothing is written yet, but it is important to show to the children what they could become precisely from the gender lens specifically, because research showed that girls and boys eliminate at young age careers that they would have done with pleasure and with success, because they can't identify. They think, this is not for me, I'm a boy, or I am a girl. This is, I'm asked sometimes if I'm targeting only girls. Absolutely not. I'm targeting boys and girls. And as long as we do not address the stereotypes that touch boys as well, will probably not advance too fast, because men don't have the same stereotypes as we do, but they are equally affected by them. Boys as well do not choose careers as they wish. They choose career based on their gender. And studies showed as well that actually women transgress easier than men. There are more girls taking masculine, I put the brackets, masculine paths, career paths, than boys. They dare even less to take careers that are seen as feminine. So it's absolutely vital to show to them jobs, but at an early age, when they are not yet formatted against that's not for me. But also, and this is something very important to me, what the wonderful volunteers we have show to the children, there are information about jobs yet, but mostly they transmit to them this motivation that they have. They come into classrooms extremely motivated to share with them what jobs are, what are that for. And the children get that. They realize, they relate to the energy that the women transmit, because let's be honest, nobody knows what the jobs of tomorrow will be. WEF has written largely about that. We don't know, but what we know for sure is that if you choose a career that motivates you, that you have a passion for, you will always find the energy to do whatever it takes. In today's life, careers are not anymore linear. There's no such thing as one career. We will have several. But if the red thread is motivation, passion, I believe this is the only guarantee we have for the future, especially in our digital era and artificial intelligence. What differentiates us humans from machines? So if I have time, I would like to end with showing you a video that was what really created in me this passion for this, because you probably feel it. This is my passion now. This is my passion to transmit this, to support our children, open their horizons, and let them choose whatever career they want to choose. It's not about sending the girls to polytechnical schools and the boys to become midwives. It's not about that. it's about telling them, do what you want to do, irrespective of gender or stereotypes, and you'll be fine. And there will be several passions in life, but you have go, stay open, discover them, and embrace whatever it is in there that you like to do. I have a time. It's only 1 minute and 30. I have a small video I would like to share. Can I do that? You? Well,
yes,
I guess I'll
yes, you can.
Yes, you have time to show the video.
It's very small, but I think it's gonna be beautiful. Let me just open it. It's here. It's something that...
This afternoon, we're going to draw people doing different jobs. And the first job we'll draw is
I can't see it.
Have a think in your head what a firefighter is.
I can't see the video.
What's your firefighter called?
Mine's called Firefighter Gary. Firefighter Stan. Firefighter Simon. He's big and strong.
We can't see the video.
See it.
Brilliant, isn't it? Next, we're going to draw a surgeon.
Different screen.
What are the name for your surgeon? Jim Bob.
He's a brain surgeon. I think he would wear a stethoscope. He gives you medicine.
That's his ambulance. Okay, next, we're going to draw a fighter pilot.
Plane. He rescues people. He likes to do stunts in the air and stuff.
Anyone see the video?
Oh, you don't see it?
Who would like to meet
Switch the screen that we share.
You need to switch the screen, I think.
Yeah.
I don't know.
You have to go on share
Close
screen and then
everything.
select the other window with the video.
Say again, I didn't understand what you said.
You have
can't
to
see it, you said.
you have to click on share screen and then share a different screen, the one with the video on it.
Oh, I see. Sorry. My God, what did I do here? Yeah, you're right. I made a mistake. Okay. But now if I find it.
You click on
Is it
share
this one?
screen. Yeah.
Yeah.
Ah, yes.
Yeah, I found it. Sorry, I have to just start from the beginning because it's important. It's not long. It's only 2 minutes. Sorry.
This afternoon, we're going to draw people doing different jobs. And the first job we'll draw is a firefighter. Have a think in your head what a firefighter looks like. What's your firefighter called?
Mine's called Firefighter Gary. Firefighter Stan. Firefighter Simon. He's big and strong. He's got a big helmet on.
That's brilliant, isn't it? Next, we're going to draw a surgeon. Have you thought of a name for your surgeon?
Jim Bob.
Jim Bob.
He's a brain surgeon. I think he would wear a stethoscope. He gives you medicine.
That's his ambulance. Okay, next, we're going to draw a fighter pilot.
This is his jet plane. He rescues people. He likes to do stunts in the air and stuff.
Okay, now who would like to meet these people for real?
Yeah! Faye, they're dressed up.
My name's Tamsin and I'm a surgeon in the NHS.
My name's Lauren and I'm a pilot in the Royal Air Force.
My name's Lucy. I'm a firefighter in the London Fire Brigade.
So who wants to know how to do an operation?
Who's putting it on?
Try
Everyone
my
put it on.
stethoscope.
We put this in here.
Okay, I think we can pass on now. So yes, I wanted to share this with you because it's this is the video that that launched the survey I mentioned in 2017, and it was for me a an absolute an aha moment. And here, let's listen. Yeah, I just saw something and look where it brought me. Thank you so much for your attention. I don't know if there is any question part in it or not, but yes.
Thank you.
Thank you so much, Andrea. We have a question from one of the people online, and that is, what was the most surprising moments for the children in the school in relation to meeting these different role models?
Precisely, we had with the small ones, 4 to 6, we had exactly something like that. They didn't believe the women were real. They thought they were disguised because they have several. They usually have animation in classrooms, but people put on costumes, so they thought that the ladies were dressing up.
Oh.
And I have. One of this one I share with every media because it's really impressive. I have a lawyer which is black, and we're trying to get children to guess what the jobs are, and they ask them questions, and she says, and they propose what can be the job she's doing. In each classroom she's been, she was, before they knew what she was, they said she was a singer, dancer, hairdresser, or a seller, selling stuff at the shops. None of the kids ever, even if she gave some indication, they never guessed what she does. And when she comes back and puts her robe, there's this lawyer robe, when first classroom we arrived, one of the girls said, "Oh, she's a gospel singer." even in faced with the evidence that she was a lawyer, they didn't know, but it was 10 years old, and then they understood very well that she was a lawyer. But when they saw her, even faced with evidence, they were still, this is another stereotype, but I wanted to share with you this part.
Yeah, listen, that's an amazing story. I have one final question, and that is, how can we support the cause? I hear that you are mostly in the Sun and Davos, but also we have, a huge area with schools here. So it would be interesting to hear, sort of what kind of support you need.
But I had a full slide about that, so I need you ladies to join, go to the schools, and please talk to your companies about that, so then we can embed volunteering in schools in the policies. Is extremely important. And if you know philanthropists, of course, philanthropy for us is either individuals, but also companies that can support, but not as a sponsorship. We're not allowed by law when we work with the public schools, but as grants or donations. So
okay, super.
I'm very happy to say more.
So if you have a link for where people can sign up, send it to me and we will share it.
Thank you so much. I definitely do have. Yes, thank you.
Andrea, I will write to you. I have a couple of ideas that I would like to share with you.
And I love ideas.
and connections maybe that could be useful for you, hopefully.
Thank you so much,
Thank
Barbara.
you so
Very
much,
sweet of you.
Barbara. Thank you for taking the time.
Thank you.
Bye. And
Thank you.
is Anna Stander from Advance, and she's going to tell us about how they work with gender equality and how they get the commitment from some of the really big corporates here in Switzerland on gender equality. Anna?
Sure. Hi. Good afternoon, everybody. Thank you for joining. And Andrea, thank you so much for sharing. I've already heard a lot about MOD-ELLE, so I'm really pleased that I could now finally kind of meet you in person, but virtually. And I know you've been also talking to our colleagues at Advance, so yeah, it was a matter of time. A fantastic project, and I think what I'm going to say builds very much on what you have said. The stereotypes start early, and we see the outcomes of it in a business setting later on. So for today, I have a short presentation for you that explains a little bit on what we do at Advance, and a few key highlights from our latest gender intelligence reports that really build on what Andrea was saying before. So let me also try to share my screen with you. Oh, but the host disabled my screen sharing. So if you can just give me the right to do that. So I'm waiting for the right to share. But in the meantime, I can start telling you a little bit about Advance for the ones who don't know that. Myself, my name is Anastando, and I work there as a relations manager. And Advance is an organization that was brought to life just 6 years ago. Because a few women that were in business saw a need for an organization like this, because wherever they were looking, they could see that men were winning at work, and that we had far more male managers than female managers, and they wanted to change something. So Advance is a non-profit organization that works with companies who are committed to increase gender equality in Swiss business. So it's a Swiss-based organization. And currently we are having 113 members, and they all come from different sectors. And I can see that I think share the presentation now. Let's see if that works. Yes, I can see that you can see. So that's great. Okay, so here you can see the current members. So what makes Advance maybe different from many other organizations that have similar goals is that rather than working with individuals, we are working with companies. And through a concrete program, we help them to achieve their diversity and inclusion objective, focusing especially on gender equality. Every year, we do a research that is called Gender Intelligence Report. We do it together with the University of St. Gallen. And in that research, everybody can participate. So also if you're working for a company that has at least 100 employees, you can be part of it. If you are a member of Advance, then you can participate for free as well. This year, we have had 75 companies participating in the research and data from over 300,000 employees. And we looked at the employee life cycle, right? So at hiring, promotion, retention of employees, and at trends and the best practices. And this year we have developed our gender maturity compass. And this is a tool that is perhaps useful for many of you. It's available on our tool, so you can have a look if you are looking to assess where is actually my organization, how advanced are we when it comes to gender equality. This will already give you a good idea. So without going into too much detail, if you look at stage one, the stage one starts really with the commitment. So if you have your CEO and DNI and everybody saying that, okay, we do intend to make progress, then this is where we are. And the commitment is really the starting point, and so important, because without that, it's going to be very difficult to act. So moving on to stage two. In stage two, you actually try to implement first initiatives like hiring more women, especially for management position. And that obviously leads to stage three, where you can see actually that women's promotion rates reflect their share in their workforce. And you can also see that men and women, they work more or less the same percent. I'm talking here about working 60% or 80% or 100%. The promotions rates are, not promotions rate, but the employment rates are quite similar. And in stage 4, you can actually benefit from the results of everything that you have done before. And you can see that women are really well represented, and they are represented at similar rates across all hierarchical levels. And this is also where you really benefit from our initiatives, right? Because we know that gender equal companies, they are better at so many things, right? They've got better results, they've got a better atmosphere, the employees perform better, which also translates into a bottom line. So this is, as I said, you can all have a look on our website, have a look, and maybe this will help you to assess where you are on your journey. And a few key results that I wanted to show you is that, yeah, because of the stereotypes that Andrea was talking about before and the unconscious bias that starts so early, we do have a problem with having an equal representation of women and men in business. And if you look at the bottom of this chart, right, here you can see non-management level. And here you can see that 49% of employees in non-management level are women. However, the higher you go, the less women you have. And if you look at all management levels, right, if you even it out and take an average, only 29% of managers are women. And if you now look at the top of the chart, top management, that in the real top, you've got only 18% of women, right? So if you're thinking, okay, how can I help my organization to get to gender equality faster? Looking at promotions is one of the biggest things that you can do. Because right now, women are actually far less likely to be promoted. And here you can see that 40% of all employees are women. And out of those 40%, only 37% is being promoted, right? So in other words, you've got 60% of men, right, in the organization, and 63% of those 60% are being promoted, right? So being a man means that you are just statistically more likely to be promoted. So why is it so? On top of the stereotypes and the unconscious bias that we are all aware of, the other reason is that full-time is still king in management, in Switzerland especially, right? So what it shows here, if you look on the left side, we can see that the average employment percentage is quite similar, we would say, right? It's for men and women, right? So the 99% means almost full-time, right? And that's for men in green. And for women, you can see 94%. It's the average. So it looks like that in middle and top management, women almost work as much as men. And that, so we would think it wouldn't make a difference. However, it does make a difference, because if you look at the chart on the right side, you can see that the majority of promotions really go to people that work full time. All right, so you can see here that there are 74% of all employees that participated in the research work full time, and 83% out of them get promoted. So this is something to keep in mind. On top of it, the majority of promotions happen during the rush hour of life, as we call it. So between 31 and 40, you can see that 47%, so almost half of all the promotions are happening between 30 and 40. And what do we know about that stage of life? Especially for women, what happens? We often start families, and we often reduce our employment percentage because of many reasons, because sometimes we want to, sometimes we feel that we have to because of the expectations that there are towards working mothers. Sometimes because we don't have the daycare available, or the cost of the daycare is too high, and we start to work less. And if we keep in mind what I was showing before, right, that if we don't work full time, we are already far less likely to be promoted, then this is kind of a self-fulfilling prophecy. So if you're working for a company, and you would like to see more women in management, then obviously looking at your promotion practices is key here, right? Ensuring that women are being promoted at the same rate, at the same percentage that they represent the workforce, and that and then that you have a company culture, right, where you don't necessarily need to work really full time to be promoted, right? And as we were seeing here, right, 94%, it means nearly full time, right? So we're talking here about people who are perhaps working 4.5 days, and they are still far less likely to be promoted. And on the plus side, there is an opportunity ahead of us, because the baby boomers will be retiring soon. And this means that if we look at the managers that are over 50, right, then 1/3 of all managers are male, right? So this means, that in that group of managers, we have many men that will be retiring soon, and we only 1/5 of women is 50 or older. So it's going to take a bit longer for them to retire. So if you build a proper talent pipeline, and you've got fair promotion processes, there is an opportunity ahead of us over the next years to actually ensure that we have a more equal representation of men and women at the top. So that was the research, right? And the research was really brought to life in a very visual way with our latest awareness campaign, where we talk about changing the face of leadership. And I'm just gonna play it here for you, hopefully, so you can see it. We literally started this campaign a few days ago, and what you can see here is they are pictures of the CEOs from the SMI expanded index on the Swiss stock exchange, and we have put them on top of each other. And this is the image that you get. You get an image of a man, and that's because only one leader in that index is female. So this goes again to what Andrea was saying, right? The girls and boys are expecting to see a man, because that's what the reality is right now. So we are working with the companies on changing the face of leadership. If this is something that speaks to you and opens your eyes as well, you can help us to spread the word about this campaign by sharing, liking, of course, and commenting. And we are going to be campaigning about it for the next few months, and culminating with an event which is called International Women's Day on March 8th. And we are going to have a live stream. So you are all invited to join. You don't need to have a member you don't have to be a member to join. And of course, we would love to see you there. And it's every year. It's a fantastic event. So we are very excited to have it again in a new setup, kind of a live with virtual live stream. Hand in hand with that event goes another campaign, which is called We Commit, and there's an impact story as well. And obviously, the majority of participating companies are our members. But if you work for a company that is not a member, but you would like to share your impact story, then you can do that as well. You just get in touch with us, and we can have a look at this. But what basically happens is that for that 8th of March, we are looking at all the companies who are committing to do something to advance gender equality in business. And we're looking as well at the impact that they have had over the last years, right? Because as we said, we have the gender maturity compass, and you go from stage 1 to we commit, to stage 2 to we act, to stage 3 we promote, and stage 4 is we advance. And we're looking to hear what the progress has been. We are also very much working with CEOs of our member companies to make sure to get to gender equality faster, because we believe that when there is a commitment from the top, then everything is easier. So this year, for the second time in a row, we have had a CEO breakfast. This year, we had 30 CEOs from our member companies. This is an event exclusive for the member companies, where they came together to brainstorm what they can do personally at their companies to ensure that the promotion processes are fair and that they get to where they want to be when it comes to the representation of women in management. So to close off, just a few more words about the Advance program. So as I said, many of these things that I've shown before, these are available for members and non-members. And if you were to become a member as well at Advance, then you will benefit from 4 pillars of our offering. And here we work on one hand through skill building workshops that are meant for your talented women mainly. And we really hope to equip them with skills necessary to advance in their career faster. And we have around 40 workshops, the majority of them being full-time. They are happening throughout the whole Switzerland. They are mostly in English, but also in German and in French. And some of them are happening online and some are happening face-to-face. And we talk here a lot about leadership skills, a lot about managing team, but also a lot about, being about presence, about impact, about navigating in a male-dominated world, or about handling crucial conversations, for example. So that's one. And another way that we try to help those female employees to advance faster is through our cross-company mentoring program. And here, your female talent will be matched with a mentor, a woman or a man from another member company from a different sector, and they will work together for a year to basically help this person to navigate any challenges that she may have and tackle whatever is coming her way. And this program is really meant at women who have either taken on a bigger role or women who are preparing to step up for that challenge. We also offer role model events where we really bring role models, but these are, adults for adults compared to what Andrea is doing. We believe this is also still important. It's good to be reminder after you have forgotten for many years, you haven't seen anyone, and here we bring fantastic women who have made it to the top, who are there, and they're sharing often how they have done that, how they are managing this, what has been working, what hasn't been working for them. And these are obviously open for men and women. We do have men as well joining for this event, who luckily believe that there is also a lot to be learned from female leaders. And last but not least, we also have future workplace workshops, and these are really meant for D&I and HR professionals. So again, rather than reinventing the wheel, we want companies to come together and to discuss their best practices or initiatives that they have tried, but that didn't work, didn't bring the results that they wanted. And here we tackle topics like, for example, paternity leave, for next year. There are companies who have policies that allow fathers to spend more time with their children, and yet the uptake is low. So they are, for example, sharing what have they done to actually increase the uptake of that policy. We talk about equal pay, right? How do you get actually the certification? Or we talk about flex work and the next step, moving from flex work to smart work, and what it means now in this new word that we discovered this year. So this is all part of Advance membership, but we also offer something for something more, and this is open for anyone again. So this year we have done a lot of Connect at Advance webinars, as we call them. So even if you are not a member, you can join us and learn something new, hopefully. The next one is happening in February, and it's about demystifying board assignments. And by board, we mean non-executive board. So this is really meant for especially senior women who are perhaps considering a board assignment, you know, the highly coveted, highly interesting, highly paid roles, but are not sure yet if they are having the right profile, what it actually takes to be there, to get a spot like this. So this is open to anyone. And last but not least, with our member companies, we also work on truly being committed to the cause. So we have a so-called the Advance Charter. And here the idea is that all our members sign it, and here they officially commit to implement a couple of steps and a couple of processes that you can see here outlined, and which leads again to a commitment from the top and a commitment at every level that hopefully that will get these companies to stage 4 on the gender maturity compass. Yeah, so this is really about Advance and how you can get involved either as a member or a non-member. Here are our membership options, and if you have any questions, then of course I am happy to answer them. Yes, so that would be all from my side. Here is also my email address, anna.stando@weadvance.ch, and yeah, thank you very much for having me.
Thank you so much, Anna, for sharing all this amazing work that you have been doing with all these companies here in Switzerland. We think it's super admirable, all the hard work and all the commitment that you got from all the corporates. We have a question from online. So if you are not a member, Advance member, how do you find out about your Advance webinars?
Sure. So the best way is to sign up to our newsletter. We have a newsletter that is open to anyone, and it comes more or less once a month. And here we share a lot about the things that are open to anyone. And then, of course, if you are a social media addict, then we are on LinkedIn. LinkedIn is our primary communication channel for business professionals. So again, it's just called Advanced Gender Equality in Business. And here we also share anything that is relevant from our program for members and also not for non-members.
And my last question for you is, if you would like us to share the event about the Women's Day and also the awareness campaign, just let us know, and we will happily be a part of the awareness and share it with our network here. So just let us know, and also send the link for the newsletter, and we will also
we'll share it.
Yeah.
Wonderful. I will definitely do that.
Yeah, we'll share it with the participants here and also with everyone who registered in our community. Yeah, thank you.
Thank you so much. And we will close down for all the online participants, and then we will start discussing how we can add value to all the initiatives that are already out there. And we will figure out how to draft an action plan so we can actually do some really good work and support Advance and MOD-ELLE and all the other initiatives. So thank you so much for joining, and we hope that you will join the next time we have a think tank meeting.
Thank you.
Bye.